Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Prezzo.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Once again, we are at home, but it is just a beautiful, outstanding day in the United States of America. The sun is shining. No, not really. It's actually drizzling here.
Today's fitting.
The birds are chirping. Let freedom ring. You know what today is on the calendar for U.S. history? Jeff Defo DeForest. How are you?
Last day of the universe as we know it.
That's a good guess. Well, on the food calendar, it's National Cheeseburger Day, and we will be delving into that. I did not get a cheeseburger for today's Lunchbox Home Edition because my stomach was just a little kind of messed up this morning, so I'm going to be taking it easy today and having some of the Danny Surfer method hard-boiled eggs. But I think it was either today or yesterday in U.S. history, the framers actually ratified the final draft of the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights. And
where's that today?
Well,
They probably
It's like a message in a bottle, man.
it's-
Like you have
it's-
to walk by the beach and find it in like a green Heineken.
no, I think it's still behind glass in the Smithsonian, but NFL, as they say, not for long,
not
maybe.
for long.
So it's always great. By the way, Lubie was canceled earlier this morning. We're no longer doing a show on Bleacher Brothers. He had a couple of comments about the whole thing with Kirk and all this nonsense. And next thing you know, I get a memo. Hey, get rid of this guy. It's over.
Are you? Is this an April Fool's joke or is
He's
it
joking.
Constitution?
No, I mean, come on. This is what's happening. If it lowers itself down to our level, then you really know that we're in trouble.
Well,
not
here's
far.
the thing, and again, a lot of people obviously are upset by what's happened to Jimmy Kimmel, and what we're seeing now is there is a First Amendment. It supposedly applies to government non-interference and non-stifling freedom of speech. What we saw yesterday is the head of the FCC basically signaled his displeasure over what Jimmy Kimmel said, and then other entities, corporate entities, reacted because one of those corporate entities, and not ABC itself, but one of their major affiliate owners, Nexstar Group, along with the Sinclair Group. Sinclair is notoriously conservative, but the Nexstar Group has a merger that's going to be on the table, and it needs FCC approval. So the Nexstar Group first said, hey, we're going to pull Jimmy Kimmel because we don't want any problems to get our $6 billion deal going through. And the next thing you know, ABC as a whole is indefinitely halting the airing and production of the Jimmy
Indefinite
Kimmel.
suspension sounds like you got fired.
Yeah. So the problem is it's not direct government interference, and when you're dealing, especially with FCC license, and you know this, Defo, because the FCC controls what's known as the free over the airwave things, whether it's radio or TV, that they need licensing from the FCC. Now here we are on the interwebs, and the
FCC
new
can't touch you.
FCC doesn't touch the
No.
interwebs. FCC doesn't control or license anything, even on cable TV, which is why you see some of the outrageous things that you see on Fox News, although they are constrained by libel and defamation laws, as they found out with the Dominion voting system lawsuit, which they settled for $780-something million without admitting any guilt. But who pays $780 million in a defamation suit? But anyway, but on the flip side, you do also have Comedy Central is not regulated by the FCC. So for the moment, we still have The Daily Show and Jon Stewart. And
That was the key words right there. Those three words, for the moment.
for the moment,
And
it's
that's
not far.
really Journalism 101. If you're studying broadcasting, which I did very, very from a distance at Syracuse University, the big thing was the fairness doctrine and the FCC's issuing and administrating the fairness doctrine, which is you got to be fair to both sides, right? That was a big issue, and what we're seeing, unfortunately, is that one side seems to have a sledgehammer over the other when it comes to these business dealings, and Lubie and I both know when the corporation is behind one idea and maybe everybody else is behind another. There's a good chance that you're going to be the loser if you're on the wrong side of that thing, and you're going to get crushed by corporate greed and whatever it is they feel they need to do to make a profit.
Now, the thing is, Jimmy Kimmel, he's in the last year of his contract, and he is not going to bow to anybody. I'm going to be interested to see what his response is. But let's face it, once Colbert is off the air, and there's rumors that Kimmel might show up on the Colbert show tonight on CBS if CBS Paramount allows it. And I would also like
Cream Duck also. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but he's great because he's like the guy that doesn't care.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of surprised because CBS, who can't, like, it would be if you announced today that after the Dolphins get shellacked by the Bills that Mike McDaniel will not be coming back next year, but he's allowed to coach the rest of the games this year. That's basically what CBS did with Colbert. They told him, okay, your show is going away as of next May, but you could keep going on this year. Which
it was look, it was their form of protest. It was what ABC was too weak to do. Where, fine, we're going to capitulate, but we're going to let him loose on you. It's what they don't do in this industry. It's radio, literally. Defo jokes about how they're like, what a great show. It's your last day kind of a thing. Like, they don't tell you you're gone until you're off the air with your last show. Like,
your last show was great, but that was your last show.
That's the line.
I don't know how many times I heard that. A couple of
They don't let you do that. Like, my wife's industry is interesting because sometimes they'll give you a heads up and then sometimes they won't. Like, this industry, and I say this because we're free actually for now. We'll see. We are entitled to beholden to sponsors, so you don't want to be a weirdo, and that's fine.
Yeah, in an advertising based
boss that can fire us. That was my idea behind this. Was we are free. We're beholden. We're not going to be psychos. We will watch our language. We're not trying to stir stuff up too much. But
and we're all opposed to violence, right?
Yes,
right now, I'm going to raise my right hand and swear as an Eagle
all
Scout
violence.
that
Violence.
I totally abhor violence. I don't own any guns. I don't want to see anybody get hurt or killed in any violent manner. And, it's so there. I've said that. But, I also am opposed to fascism and totalitarianism. My mother's family lost a lot of people in the Holocaust, and she warned me in her final years. She saw the writing on the wall. My mom was a prescient woman. She was smart. And she said, it's happening again. It can happen again. Don't ever get too complacent to think it can't happen again. And those who study, I just suggest everybody, and look, I'm not equating anybody with any other horrible world leaders in the past. All I'm saying is that when societies go down a road where things start getting, you have to do this for the dear leader and you have to flatter him and this and that, it gets a little scary and things can happen. And if you just read Elie Wiesel's Night, it's a very spare, very, very, very small book. But it's harrowing in how quickly a whole world and a society that you think is open and free can turn upside down, and then not just oppression and stifling debate, but actually not just canceling certain viewpoints, but canceling people and all that.
But look, the idea is when one side is saying this other side looks like this, it's not about demonizing. That's the thing, because they do the demonizing. We're not trying to demonize. Our ancestors went through this, and we're lucky by the grace of God to exist. So we were taught from birth, never forget what's taught to us, not to demonize people doing the things that our ancestors saw, but to try and stop it from snowballing, when one side brings it up, it's not to demonize. It's actually the opposite. We're seeing it happen, guys. Please don't let it happen again. Yeah. And that's the thing that's scary is for the Hannitys it's not really what happened. He was fired because of performance. First of all, Colbert was leading in ratings. So you can't even pull that.
Look, they're beholden. The Colberts and the Kimmels of the world are beholden to their corporate, parents and their bosses. And if they decide one day to get rid of them, they can get rid of them. They don't need a reason. The fact that it's caving in to government interference is the frightening part.
Well, and again, my problem, and it's that saying where they're like, first they came for them, the poem, then they came for them, then when they finally came for me, no one was left. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech, okay? And it's why people who are really defenders of it on whatever side hold tight to it, because once the first dam breaks, you over there aren't safe. Like, they'll come for us first, and then they'll go for them next, and then them next. But eventually, they have no one else to demonize. They're going to come for you. So that's my problem. Is like whatever side you're on, the people trying to see it scares the crap
at the end of the day. There are more platforms for more people to get more viewpoints out. And I'm not really going to look, I am very obviously upset that the fact that these major network stars and these widely viewed late night platforms are going away. But I have a feeling that Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel are going to do just fine when they go onto just the podcast world, the streaming world. You know, Jimmy Kimmel's YouTube channel has 20 million people. So he's going to be fine. He's going to make lots of money and still get lots of eyeballs in the future. It's just a different way that we're going to have to get and consume our comedy and news and media. And the problem is it's become there used to be, you know, I hate the word gatekeepers, but there used to be a way of like you could filter out the misinformation from the reality. And that is gone now. So, you know, here we are. And all I can say is, Danny Surfer, you're a genius because your hard-boiled egg method that you went over with us the other day, I was doing it wrong all these years. I would put all my eggs in standing water at room temperature and bring it to a boil, and then they would always stick. As he told us a couple of weeks ago, and as Don Jaffe experimented a week or so ago, you don't put the eggs in until the water is already at a roiling boil, like with pasta. And I put it in for 8 minutes. And I put it, you know, I blanched it in some ice water and I pulled it out after about being 5 minutes in the ice water. And it peeled off right away. And I'm going to take a bite of it right now. And I'm going to see if we got a nice custardy creamy center, which is what I don't like when it's too firm or too hard. He says, Danny served for 8 minutes for a kind of custardy creamy hard-boiled egg that's not quite soft-boiled, but not overly hard. And he says, did you ever get this, Defo, if you ever boil eggs, where you get that green yolk, the green yolk. Does that scare you?
No, not really. But I can't imagine you didn't realize that you got to boil the water first.
No, I didn't realize that. I looked up something online a million years ago that said the way to boil eggs, you put all the eggs in standing room temperature water in the pot, cover the pot, bring the pot to a boil, then remove it from the heat. Once it comes to a boil, let it sit for 10 minutes. And then do your blanching and peeling. And I always got sticky eggs and, you know, the sticky shells. So I was an idiot for listening to the internet because you can't tell what's fact or fiction from the internet. This is our lesson for the day. Perfect egg. Thank you, Danny. Danny, by the way, get better. He is feeling sick this week, but it is not COVID. He took a test. And
that's okay.
So there's all kinds of gunk going around. And I've got my nice, healthy little custardy egg. And yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and contemplate cheeseburger day. Did anybody, I guess I posted something on the group about which cheeseburger are you, smash burgers, which are all the rage, or the traditional steakhouse, big, hefty burger, the kind that we see at Gilbert's. And I posted one from La Tub. I think we already know the answer because we've talked about this, but since it is National Cheeseburger Day, I figured we'd get into it once again. Defo, you are a classic, right? You want the big old steakhouse burger?
I'll say this. You know what? I had a little thing going on last night where I was going out with the king of the happy hours, Jimmy. We got going a little late, and it was about 6:15, so you had to consider what happy hours are still available, right? So we actually thought about going back to the vault 2 nights in a row, but I thought that's a little suspect. And then he suggested they have a good deal going. It's not really happy hour per se, but at Zuccarello's on Commercial, a classic joint, been around for a long, long time. A lot of people really like it. I would say it's good, but it's not necessarily my go-to place. But nothing against it. I mean, I've been there; it's fine.
Where is that, on Commercial?
It's on Commercial. Yeah, Zuccarello's been there forever. Olympia Zuccarello, a really, really well-respected restaurateur, and for good reason. I mean, people really like the place, and they got a deal going where it's almost 40% off. It's like 39% off everything on the menu, like all the way through. They got this kind of summertime deal going. So I thought about that, and then I realized it hit me, Mayo. I said, you know what would really be classy? Why don't we go down to Cafe Seville?
Oh.
So I walk in there, and I have to say this. I know they're a sponsor of the show, and I've been friends with Joey for like 30 years or however long he's owned the restaurant. I happen to get lucky and get in there when they first opened up under his ownership.
Right.
And I'm going to say this, especially you guys out there that are thinking about taking out a first time starter, or maybe you're reuniting with somebody that you haven't seen for a while, and you want to have like a drink, but you don't necessarily want to commit to having dinner together. I don't know. Maybe she's a little reluctant. She just wants to meet you casually, or you're just getting together with an old friend or whatever, or just want to have a good time and talk. I don't know that I've had a better experience than I did last night at the bar at Cafe Seville.
How much fun is the bar at that place? It's like
Well,
Cheers,
it's
except
great. Yeah, I
without.
mean, you walk in, everybody greets you with love and affection, and I mean, I've been going there, like I said, for 30 years. They know me. Your name was mentioned. It was like a classic orange, but not necessarily in a favorable light. But no, they love you there. But
Who was behind the bar last night? Was it Vanessa or Kevin or do you know
it was
the?
a gentleman whose name I didn't get, but he couldn't have been any more
Oh,
accommodating.
that's Kevin. Yeah,
Yeah,
Kevin's great.
okay. So I end up I get a half pitcher of sangria, which was more than enough sangria to keep me going through the night. We split. Jimmy, my buddy, had only been there once, and he didn't quite remember what the heck went on when he went there. It was years ago, and so I turned him on to the gambas ayejo, the shrimp ayejo.
Yeah, that's how
That is
great is that
so great.
appetizer?
Well, and what's funny too is, and this is a great thing
The
about
bread, the crusty bread. Yeah.
well, and that wasn't really on the menu. They had the shrimp Santa Fe, which would be just as
That's
fine,
good.
but we were able to switch it up. And then, of course, Joey comes over, meets my friend. He says, "What's like your favorite thing on the appetizer menu?" He says, "You know what? I love mussels." He brings us a mussels dish on the house that was incredible. The sauce was so different than. Look, people treat mussels a lot of different ways, and there are a lot of good treatments of it. But this was absolutely fantastic, Mayo. You would have loved the sauce. It kind of grew on you as you were eating these
Oh no,
mussels.
all his sauces there are so good.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and look, that shrimp with garlic, the gambas
That's
alla illo
absolutely dying for.
is great.
Yeah.
I've become turned on to the pulpo, the octopus sliced up and
I'm not an
marinated
octopus guy, but
Santa Fe with
yeah.
the Santa Fe sauce, which
Santa
is the
Fe sauce, though, I told you this before. I could eat a piece of dog poop with Santa Fe sauce. I would
you
be
don't it's
Don't
much
try it.
better than well,
so
there you
good,
don't have
man.
to,
So good.
luckily. Yeah.
But what I really experienced last night, which was great, it was a great place to kind of an. It's not upscale, but I mean, it is upscale, but it's
Oh
not
no, it's
pretentious in any way. And you feel like you walked into your friend's house, and the way everybody treats you and the way they do everything is just in such a classy fashion. We ended up, I think, we spent like $40 a piece for like something great to eat and a bunch of drinks. I mean, he had like three Manhattans that he said were right on the money. And it couldn't have been any better of an atmosphere. We were
so,
sitting in
so
there for 2, 3 hours and couldn't have had a better time.
and I love Joey because not just because he's been a sponsor, but I've been going there a while. And when I was the critic at the Sun Sentinel, I gave it a review. It was before he expanded to have that big bar
Oh,
area
yeah,
and that
no, big
extra.
difference. Yeah, big difference.
It's made all the difference. And one of my big regrets, because when I went in there and I reviewed it, oh, this is going back almost 10 years now, and that's kind of frightening. But
Don't tell me you wrote something negative, man. Don't.
no, but I only awarded it 3 stars out of 4,
Three.
which means it was good. It's recommended. And the way I said it was a very comfortable
Couldn't have
place.
gone
that
three
doesn't-
and a hook.
Well, if I could go back now, it would go up to 3 and a hook, which is because
I,
you're
I,
not
I
trying
would
to
say
you're
at
not
the
trying to
worst,
reinvent
three
the
and three
wheel.
quarters. I mean, if you want to say it's not the most outstanding, but from an atmospheric standpoint,
It's
I
so
even told Joey
solid.
this yesterday. I said, you know what, Joey, what you've created here beyond like a great restaurant is a great atmosphere
Right.
to
Now,
come in. I couldn't have been more relaxed. Oh, we were talking to people we don't even like, and they were great. I mean,
no, I've run into a lot
it
of
was
people there.
fantastic. Yeah, and you see other restaurateurs there. I saw this guy Joe that used to own the Ocean's Grill on the Gulf Ocean Mile. I believe it's still there, but he sold it a while back. And he's one of those guys you run into that he should know you because I was a frequent customer there. And I always see Joe. We would talk to him, but then I see him out and about, and he like doesn't recognize you.
So you've hit on
But
something.
he's
And
eating there, I mean, like you're looking at guys that would be like very, scrutinizing in terms of the kind of restaurants. They would go.
Joey
They own restaurants, and they all go there.
Joey is old school. Okay, number one, he's closed on Sundays. Does he go to church? I don't think so. He goes to the
Yeah, he
track
goes
on
to
Sundays.
My Lady of Paramutual.
Yeah, he goes to the track on Sunday, but he likes to give the staff
love
family day. They're open the other 6 days of the week. He doesn't have happy hours per se, but like you said, when you go in there at
It
the
really didn't
bar
matter. Yeah, I
early
mean,
in the day,
yeah.
whether you're a first timer or been a long timer, he'll usually throw something on the house. He'll either bring you an appetizer or a dessert
That was
one
great.
of the drinks on the like he is such a hospitable guy. He is old school hospitality. And the fact that the highest praise is every time I go in there, as you mentioned, you end up seeing restaurateurs, people who still own restaurants around
Yeah, the
town
guy that
are
owns Shuck and Dive,
in
I
there.
forget his name,
The guy
he's in there a lot.
the guy who used to own Calypso in Pompano, Chuck Ternosky, I met him in there one time, and he reminded me that I threw him out of the group, and I didn't remember why. I think he was self-promoting or something, but I let him back into the Let's Eat group, and now he's been posting faithfully. The last time I went to Seville, who was at the bar with his wife eating dinner? The Pope himself, Anthony Bruno.
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
Bruno loves to go
That's
in
high
there,
praise, yeah.
from Runway 84 and Coal
The
Fired
thing
Pizza.
was, I mean, if you were looking for this kind of place in Fort Lauderdale, and we're very lucky, we have a zillion restaurants, and there are a lot of happy hour situations and all kinds of stuff. And we got there probably like 6:30, and ended up leaving maybe almost like a quarter to 9, while having 2 appetizers and a bunch of drinks. And I couldn't have been happier.
Yeah,
People
and
were festive. You could tell everybody was having a good time. It wasn't overly crowded. For what was that, a Wednesday night? And you know what? It was a beautiful experience.
it's a very homey, comfortable experience. And you're right, it's not like fancy, but the food is top notch. The fish
Oh, it
dishes,
was delicious.
in
Unbelievable.
particular.
Yeah.
And if you go in there and you just get a cocktail and that shrimp or the mussels, or there's this other dish, it's like a scallop and shrimp galaga or something, malanga or whatever.
He's
It's
got
like
all kinds of stuff. He's
it's
got
like
the
a white wine sauce,
portobello mushrooms are great.
but they bring out that hunk of
Diesel.
the sourdough, the loaf of the bread, which comes from Gran
That
Forno.
was great. Wow.
Gran Forno bread from
Yeah.
downtown Fort Lauderdale, and you dunk that in whatever sauce, whether it's the Santa Fe
Wouldn't matter.
sauce.
Yeah, I was
And,
dunking into my sangria. That's how good the bread.
yeah, and you can make a meal at. Now Val would do that. She loves dunking the
No,
bread
no, it
in the
was.
red wine. Yeah, so
The bread was sensational. Everything about it just was a first class experience. And as many times as I've been there, it always reminds me it's worth it.
yeah,
And when you
it's
see people that are dedicated and do the right thing, it's just a great establishment to have here in
now,
South.
Lubie, have you been yet?
Yeah, he was there.
I've been there a couple times. We just haven't been. We did our next round of going to the places we like. We haven't been back to Seville.
Oh, okay, because I don't. Did I go with you? Because I have a bad habit now of forgetting that I've gone to
Her and
restaurants with
Shirley and I
people.
went for like an anniversary, and then Shirley and I went last year with her parents because we wanted
Okay.
her parents to
Yeah,
go.
Joey's
It's
the best.
fantastic. It's fantastic.
And Sally, and they just do such a great job, and the whole staff there. I mean, they got a veteran crew. This sounds like an infomercial, but it's better than us going off about all
The
the
truth
shit
was,
going on.
if you were going someplace, Michael, and you were looking for a place, people are always looking for places to go. And look, I've been lucky the last few nights. Have been a lot of good places, and any of the places we would have stopped at would have been fine.
And he doesn't.
But this really, it just absolutely hit the spot.
You mentioned the pricing. Okay, you could get out of there again if you just have a couple of appetizers and a drink. You're not going to get hurt too bad. Some of his fish dishes, in the 30s to 40s, which is reasonable these days considering the price of fish. The veal chop has gone up. Veal has gotten exorbitantly expensive, and I used to.
But most of the stuff though is like high 30s and maybe low 40s. Yeah.
But the bottom line is it's a great place, and it's one of those places where even if you're just solo and you want to grab a quick bite, you go into the bar area there and you're going to make friends. And it's funny you mentioned that you see people that you don't even like and you end up talking to. Guess who this happened to me, I think probably earlier this year. I go in there and there's a guy at the bar who is sitting and eating. And Joey's like, you know who that? And I didn't recognize him, and he didn't recognize me. It was the former president of the Marlins, Don Smiley.
Oh yeah, I love Don Smiley.
Don Smiley did not love me. He threw me out of his office once when we were having a contentious battle because I was in my sports column days, or maybe it was my news
You don't
column
always
days.
have to be such a radical. I mean, Smiley was a good guy, I thought.
No, but what happened was he was Wayne's henchman. So just the way that, the FCC and ABC was caving into Trump, like Smiley was working for Heisinger, and I was railing against any.
How long ago was this?
This was going back to, I'm saying 2000. Yeah, I was still a sports
okay.
column.
So it was
Okay.
way back. Okay.
But it was when like Wayne was itching for public funding to
Oh, yeah.
get either the some improvements at the stadium. At the time they were playing at the Dolphin Stadium, and I was being, and Don Smiley was taking the party line, and I was a one-on-one interview in his office about how great a baseball team is for improving the civic morale and
Yeah,
lifting
we
the
see what's
team.
happened down there in Miami right now since they built them this dome
No, and
stadium.
I just started challenging him, and it started coming in with some facts and figures about cost and things like that, and other needs in the
But
community.
it's always a ripoff. They just approved a $3.3 billion stadium for the
Oh,
now Commanders to return to Washington D.C. I mean,
well, as
is
long
it
as they change their
necessary?
names back to Redskins, otherwise forget it. They're never going to get back there. But
Well,
no, be that as it may,
yeah.
Smiley and I were butting heads, and he just said, get out now." He threw me out of his office. He called his secretary in security, and
Oh yeah, that you
literally,
thrown out
literally,
physically.
well, this is the way I was because I didn't back down. I wasn't one of these.
You're still that way now. What are you talking about?
But the funny part is, we recognize each other. I said, Don Smiley, and we ended up reconciling, kibitzing about the good old days, and we took a selfie. I have the picture in my
That's so
phone.
funny.
Oh, good.
I'll
Yeah,
send it to you.
put that up
At
on.
one point, I pissed off everybody in town back when I was younger and
Pissed off
brash.
Lubie and me every day. I mean, it's nothing new, man. Even
That's
in
it.
your old age, you haven't mellowed.
A little bit cranky
funny,
sometimes,
yeah.
but that's okay. Hey, let's take the first break. Before we do, I mentioned today the presenting sponsor, Prezzo, and talk about a guy who's on the move and just
This guy Pizzoli
hustling.
is
Eddie
something else.
Pizzoli and his P Hospitality. He's got two Prezzos, the one in Boca and up in Palm Beach Gardens. He's got Corvina Seafood Grill that he's managing and running now, and they're killing it in East Boca with their daily, what they call it, social hour, where you get 50% off between 4 and 5 and 25% off later in the day. Then, of course, he's like the new king of Northwest Broward between Eddie and Vinny's on West Sample there in Coral Springs, the great classic upscale Italian, and the Dear Olivia, which I don't even want to call it a sports bar. It's just a really family-friendly place that has drinks, good food, one of the greatest smash burgers. I'm not even a smash burger fan, but that smash
Yes,
burger
great.
we had when we were up there last month, right after the grand opening, Lubie, and they're just killing it with the sports because Paul Greenberg, his partner at Dear Olivia in Parkland, right up there on University all the way north, they're showing all these games. They've become a FSU unofficial headquarters because Paul is a Seminole, and all the Eddie Pizzoli and P Hospitality restaurants are just doing great now, and it's good to see because a lot of restaurants are definitely feeling the lean times during the summertime. But there, you think every day is also like Christmas and New Year's Eve. So go check it out. Prezzo has daily lunch specials. They also have the Wine Down Wednesdays. Today is Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? No, today's Thursday. I've lost track of days. COVID brain, still scrambling it. But go check out one of the great Prezzos or P Hospitality restaurants and tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take the first break and we'll come back and we'll try to talk about things other than what's going on in this crazy world. I do want to get into the Royal State dinner that was held at Windsor Castle yesterday because they had not only a very French forward menu, which is kind of unusual for the Brits, but they had a wine and beverage list, which was just absolutely spectacular, which unfortunate considering the guy that they were having the state dinner in honor of doesn't even drink except the Diet Coke. But we'll talk about some of
That
those.
press conference today was beyond bizarre.
I don't watch anymore.
please,
Debo.
I can't
I unfortunately was stuck on a channel and I started watching it. I'm like, what on earth?
He just lies. He
is
just
on
lies.
here?
Well,
It's so insane.
All right, we'll come back with more on the Lunchbox after these words. The finest quality, warm hospitality, and world-class creativity. Those are the ingredients that make Daniel's, a Florida steakhouse, a special place. Come experience the restaurant that's Michelin Guide recommended and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved, with an impressive collection of steaks, seafood, and more, like their foie gras creme brulee. Daniel's is located at 620 South Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, just south of the New River Tunnel, open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner. For reservations and information, go to danielssteak.com. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Same great Thai food, beautiful new location. I'm talking about Eat Thai, now in Boca Raton at 6299 North Federal Highway. Thai cuisine is having a moment, and Chef Sopanut makes some of the best in South Florida. A hip and modern spot with authentic Thai street food and some innovative twists. The spicy oxtail soup, Thai bouillabaisse, shrimp ceviche, and classic noodle dishes will wow you. And they now offer full liquor and craft cocktails too. Open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Go to eatthaiflorida.com for more information. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, upscale food in a down-home setting, the chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Looking for a real New York slice? Check out Peter's Pizzeria, your neighborhood pizza shop. With 2 locations, 1166 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach and 897 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca Raton. Slices, whole pies, specialty pizzas, heroes, rice balls, salads, pastas, and Mama's homemade desserts. It's New York flavor, Florida made. Originally from Long Island, Peter brings passion and pride to his pizzas. No matter where you're from, you'll feel right at home. Open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner with delivery and takeout. Place your order today at mypeters.com. A tradition for South Florida sports fans for more than 30 years, Shenanigans. It's at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach, the place to go for all your favorite teams and events and food that's not your ordinary sports bar fare. Award-winning wings, burgers, fresh fish, and more, TV screens galore, and all-day happy hour specials. The kitchen and bar are open into the wee hours, perfect for late-night bites and very close to the airport. For playoff action, football season, and a good time anytime, Shenanigans. Looking for inspired comfort food in a cozy setting? Blue Collar in Miami is the place to go. Located at 6789 Biscayne Boulevard, it moved to bigger digs a year ago, now has full liquor, and still features all your old favorites from chef owner Danny Surfer. Fantastic burgers, the braise of the day, and the city's best key lime pie. And the summer specials are sizzling. Miami Spice menu in August, September, and drink specials every day. Open daily with weekend brunch. For reservations and information, go to bluecollarmiami.com. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It is Thursday. I've definitely confirmed that with sources. And the calendar shows that the Bills and the Dolphins are going to be clashing on Thursday Night Football tonight. A short week for the embattled Dolphins, followed by a very long week because then they're going to be on Monday Night Football. And who was the executives that thought the Dolphins merited 2 primetime games, let alone back-to-back? And who would have thought that they might be winless throughout this? And we get to the Jets battle. So that's going to be Monday Night Football on the 29th. We'll be at Shenanigans. But going into this game tonight, and we're going to get into some good places to watch it where you can combine cheeseburger day along with football on Thursday night. But I went on the Hard Rock betting app this morning. I was a little bit shocked and surprised because I was thinking about doing the unthinkable and actually putting some money on the Dolphins on the money line, straight up winning, because when everybody in the world, and I think I saw like the ESPN tracker and Vegas gives the Dolphins 0.0% chance of winning this game. When I see that, I like to go the other way.
That's great.
But at the right price. Do you know what the Dolphins are on the money line, Jeff Defo DeForest?
I would think 3.5 to 1.
I don't.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had a number in mind of what I would be willing to put like $10 or $20, but it had to be at a certain price. Lubie, you want to guess what they were at plus what for the Dolphins to straight up win?
I know it's 12 and a hook, the spread. I don't know. I would
Set
say
it down to
11.5.
12.
Down to 11.5.
Yeah, Hard Rock Hap has it at 12 now, a straight even
I would
12.
say like 4 to 1.
The Jewish Journal has it at 11.5.
Well,
My friend.
depends which way you want to go. Who you
It
wanna
would have
bet
been 14 when the Journal came out. So,
with. All right. But all right. Did you venture a guess? I'm sorry.
I said
Lubie.
4 to 1.
No, and to me that's ridiculously short. It's actually plus 600, so it's like
that's a good price.
Oh,
no, that's horrendous. I wasn't willing to do anything under plus 900.
Getting 6 to 1 on an outright win. Get out of here.
No, that's
They have no chance.
if this was a horse running at Gulfstream, wouldn't they be 40 to 1 in a 3-horse field?
They're not
half point spread. The money's on the Dolphins.
I'm not doing it at plus 600. I
I
wanted
wouldn't
plus
either.
850 or
I
higher.
wouldn't either. I mean, unless you want to throw $100 away. I mean,
I didn't want to throw.
why don't you wad up 100 right now and just toss it out the window, and it's the same
No,
as
just
making
give
this.
it to me. I'll take it.
No, I can't do it. And I just like
Not
plus
moving.
600 is not good enough because I don't think that's the true odds.
But
I
you're
think
not
that-
going to get a bigger price. I mean, it goes by the point spread. So I don't know what the equation is because when I see 11 and a hook, I'm either taking the points or not betting the money line unless I really think they have a chance, which I don't.
right.
But and I think it's suspect that they'll cover the 11.5. I don't feel comfortable with that either. But I would probably be inclined to take the points over just betting the Bills to lay 11.5. They may crush them like a grape, but it could be close. This could be one of those games where you root for the backdoor cover when the game's hopelessly out of reach.
Yeah, just
Touchdown with
get
3
some
seconds to
junk.
go.
I don't know. I get the sense that given the past, I mean, we've seen some really nice Bills routes of the Dolphins.
Bills
correct?
give up a lot of points, though. They didn't last week, but they gave up 40 points to the Ravens, who are a very good team, obviously.
That's the Ravens. That's
So, yeah, well, I mean, the Dolphins offensively, it's not like they don't have the potential to be somewhat explosive.
They can score. Their
Yeah.
defense is just a sieve.
they can score, but
And let's face it, maybe they have an off game. Josh
what's
Allen.
the weather? I didn't even look at the weather.
I
in
can't
Buffalo.
imagine it's going to be a huge
This time of
factor.
year, Buffalo can't be bad. Even by Buffalo standards, it's not
Well,
bad.
here I'm gonna.
It doesn't start snowing every day until October in that part of New
That's
York.
it.
I've been there and I've been through it.
Well, I'm gonna go look right now. This is the beauty of the smartphone. I could actually look at my phone and find out the
Bigger
weather.
question is it going to be raining in Boca tonight when I play my son in some tennis? Up
I'm,
there?
bu- I'm guessing yes. Oh, it's warm in Buffalo. Indian summer, 76 degrees and sunny. Low of 58 tonight. So weather will not be a factor. In
No, it'll
tonight's
actually
game.
be an advantage. I mean, for both teams to play in this kind of condition. So
Yeah. So good luck to them. Maybe it is worth a flyer to get the 12 points. I'm not betting on them at plus 600. They would
11
take
and a hook, my friend.
plus 850. No, plus 12. If you're inclined to take the Dolphins in the point, go on that Hard Rock app right now and you get 12 whole
Like I
points.
tell you, I'm stuck with the Jewish Journal line.
Then you're in trouble.
I mean, he's already at like 6 units on me for the year, so that's
Okay. You're stuck that way. No, the problem with the Hard Rock app, and this is the problem of being in a state with a gambling monopoly. In order to get in order to take.
You think Ronnie Boy got an attaché full of cash when they
Yes.
made the deal?
Oh wait.
It was done in a
I
very
can't make any
clandestine,
definitive. Oh wait, we're on the
oh, yeah,
internet. I
yeah,
can
watch
say
out.
anything I want.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Satchels.
could be canceled
Satchels
tomorrow,
and
man.
satchels
That's
of
it for the
cash.
lunchbox.
No, the problem with the app is the VIG is not the VIG. It's up to a tithe instead of the usual. It used to be 5%. To get the Dolphins plus 12, you got to bet the 105 to get the 100. It's minus 110.
Oh,
get
Jesus.
That was always the case, though, at 10 point
Is
line,
it?
no? Yeah.
I don't know, but it's both ways.
110 win 100, that's very common.
Is it?
110 to
It
win
used to be 05 when I used to go to Vegas and bet sports.
I don't know where you were
the VIG
going.
was
Going to
fine.
some slime ball joint downtown or something.
No, I'd hang out with Sheldon G. And
Sheldon
his
G
place.
would find the best price. There's no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
he's shoveling White Castle hamburgers in his face as he's making these wagers. So
Oh, speaking of White Castle, so today National Cheeseburger Day, and Sarni, of course, sends me all this meaningless garbage about
Well,
these.
what is wrong with Sarni? I mean, I love the guy. I really do. He's a big fan of all of the stuff that we do, which is great. great.
You're
Love the
phrasing it wrong.
encouragement, but what is wrong with this guy?
You're phrasing it wrong. It's what isn't wrong with Sarney. That's the question.
Was he always
Because
like this though? You known him longer time. He
he
was kind of a
had
curmudgeon type back when he was
no,
criticizing
I wouldn't
media.
say curmudgeon, just an oddball, and just but he had proclivities. He had strange proclivities where he would
He liked
just
guys that I thought were awful, and he hated guys that I thought were good. And
and
I mean, that was back then. Now maybe his taste has changed. I'm not sure.
he was always, even back when he was younger, and he would travel the world on the tennis beat for a while before he got transferred to just doing the TV sports beat, because he just would sit at home and watch TV all day, which he still does. And he I
And
don't
there's a
know.
problem with that. There really is. Let's face it. I keep thinking Shawshank Redemption every time. You were talking the other day about hey, you're getting out there and doing all this stuff. Look, and I'm 74 years old, heading for 75 now. Get busy living or get busy dying. You really
Right.
have to subscribe to that theory. And if you're watching like endless amounts of TV, maybe that's your thing. But I think there's probably other stuff out there you should embrace. No, what do you think?
I absolutely agree. I say get out there, and this is one of the best
And I
uses.
watch a lot of TV because that's part of the gig. We
Don't
do
watch cable news anymore. That is designed to inflame. And I spend too much time on Facebook because I have to admin the Let's Eat group, which is up to 214,000 members. And thank everybody out there
I
who.
remember
And
when it
it's
was at 6. I think when we met, it was at 6.
yeah, and it's
Oh,
nice.
and you became the Gambling Gourmet. That was only 4 years ago or 5.
I know. Yeah, it was 4 years. We did November of 21. Actually, no, we did the Gambling Gourmet. It's almost 5. Yeah, during the
5 years
pandemic.
ago, you had 6,000 subscribers on this thing.
Yeah.
It's
That's pretty incredible, yeah, because I
it
remember
is
you were saying,
pretty
"Wow, we got
incredible.
6,000 subscribers." I said, "Good, Mayo, we should
And
get
it's nice to get people arguing about whether pineapple belongs on pizza as opposed to, which political side of the divide. It's gotten crazy out there. But because I'm on Facebook all the time, then it pops up other things, and I get sucked into the hole. And it's better to get outside. I forget which one of the politicians in the last week says, "Get off your computers, get off your TVs,
Just
go
put it away.
outside
Put it
and
away."
touch grass.
Yeah.
Touch grass. Put your
Smell
take."
the environment. I mean, it's great. The walk of life, I mean,
Don't
has a zillion different aromas to it,
Don't
including
smoke
touch.
grass.
Yeah.
Touch grass. Take off your
No,
shoes.
you should smoke some grass while you're doing this. Get out.
Well, I've been
wrong with
sober 2 weeks now. It's been a very quiet
So there's something
sobriety.
wrong with you. You need to get a gummy bear or something in your
No,
system.
I've made a concerted. I wanted to do a 6-week detox.
No, don't. That's too long.
Well, don't bring me down, man.
I'm
And
not. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I hadn't really had any like weed. I mean, for whatever reason, for a few days, and then my friend gave me a gummy bear that he got off this ex harness driver, the other day, that we were hanging out with at Brews Room on Sunday watching the games. And I have to say, I mean, you heard my glowing review of Joey's experience yesterday. I would have to say, not that it needed the enhancement, but it certainly was enhanced by the fact that this thing hit me and it hit my friend at about the same time.
okay, no, look, but what I found is that alcohol, I just don't like the feeling anymore of waking up the next day. I'm a little bit groggy and cloudy, and especially on the Ozempic, it just doesn't mix well. The gummies, I still like.
Be careful with that big O. I almost sent you something, but I didn't want to bum you out.
No,
But
no, no. I'm good with
a
it. I'm
friend of
good with
mine
it.
sent me something that really was kind of startling.
What did it say that I'm gonna?
It wasn't very positive.
No, tell me what the
I'll send it to you if you want. This
okay.
woman's a health advocate, a big time physical trainer. I don't know.
Oh,
You might have
God.
met her, Libby. Did you ever meet Becca T-Bon?
I remember you talking about her.
Yeah. I was trying to lose some weight under her tutelage, but I didn't have the complete desire to do it at the time. But she's very good at what she does, and she sent me some really.
Is it
Not
from
one
the
I was-
Maha RFK Junior archives?
No,
or
I
is it
mean,
a reputable source?
I mean, I would have to say it looked legit to me.
All right, send it to me, and I will assess it, and I'll do some of my own.
You might have
research.
to, maybe just move into willpower completely.
No, and don't frame it like that, because this drug is a wonder drug, because they have done testing, and look, we don't know the long-term effects yet, but I'm doing it for what it was originally designed for, which is people who develop type 2 diabetes. It
Right.
really is a wonder drug. It's not just about weight loss.
You
It's
know, our
about
concern is for you, not for. I mean, I
But
don't
listen,
know
well,
right or wrong in this.
It's
Not my
it's
And
about
Mayo's doing
lowering
well.
your A1C, and after doing exercise and being on Ozempic,
you look good though. I mean, you do look good.
just being on it 1 month, my A1C dropped from 7.3 to 6.2, and I'm going
Oh,
for my
that's
next round of blood work
Well, what's a good
next
number?
month. You're supposed
Well,
to be under 6.5, and if you're really supposed to be
okay.
under
Okay.
6 and
All right.
5.5, and I'm getting there. And
All
I
right.
went on the scale this morning, and again, after 2 weeks, my problem with doing the gummies, yeah, it takes the edge off, it's anti-anxiety and all these
No, it
things,
has nothing to do with taking
but
the edge off for me. I mean, it's strictly the expansion of the creative mind
it's
and experience.
about, for me, it overrides the appetite
Makes you
suppression of the
hungry.
Ozempic, and I
Oh
just
well,
start eating like a
He's like
maniac
a pig. He's like a pig.
and
you have to
after
give it some self control.
2 weeks of not doing alcohol or drugs, I am at my lowest weight now. I mentioned this the other day, but I've dropped another even 2 pounds since. I'm at like 215.
Two
I
fifteen
started
is
the year
fighting weight. Yeah.
on December 26th of last year, or after my big Christmas feast. I was
You had to get.
247.
Oh, I thought you were
I'm
like.
down 32 pounds
All right.
from then. And
Oh, very favorable, Mike.
my goal is to get to 199. So don't yuck my yum by
No,
saying I'm going
I'm
to
not. You know what? I mean, look, however you get there, I guess it's good. I don't.
send me the story.
Not a
I'll take
fan
it.
of artificial stuff that is unproven. That's the point.
It's proven. It's
I mean, it's
undergone.
proven to work in terms of weight loss, but I'm just telling you, I was concerned when I read
Send
it.
me the piece.
Mayo was the same way. Mayo was weird about it before he did it. Like,
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
And now I'm a convert. And again, it's like everything else. I'm not on the highest dose. If you're doing those 2.0
you've
doses
been
every
very
week,
smart about not.
that's weird. I'm at a
You know, our
point.
buddy Larry Colmus was on one of these other ones, something with a Z,
Well,
and whatever that is, it's a similar thing to
this
He's about 60
Monjero.
pounds. He looks great.
Yeah, he looks
Step
great. So
pound, I think it was called.
do we know what happens 15, 20 years down the line?
No, but
Are
I
you
mean, you don't want to know. I mean, 15 years later, I know guys that were doing steroids and they were perfectly happy to be building these gigantic muscles and looking great and like physical specimens. And then when they ended up having some guy having a
Yeah, but
problem like
that's
colon cancer,
abusing something for off-label use. Steroids have medical benefits if you're a cancer patient or other things, but if you're just doing it to pump iron and get more muscle, it's not that. And again, same thing. If you're just doing Ozempic to lose weight for vanity, that's not the intended use. It's to reduce blood sugar levels and also lower weight in people
I'm
who have
sure it has its
metabolic
benefits, but
disorders.
you know, stuff like this, I don't know. I mean, I was a little concerned for you,
And look, I come from a family of
and you're
doctors,
paranoid about this
dentists,
stuff.
scientists. We don't know the long-term effects. I don't want to be on Ozempic for more than a year. I want to get down to my desired weight and
You're
then do
there.
it
You're
and
close.
do it the old fat. No, I want to get to 195. That's my goal. So I've got 20 more pounds to go.
Well,
And
no,
then
that's good. I mean, well, what
now,
you're doing definitely was beneficial because, as I pointed out many times on the show, when Lubie starts showing some of these
I
shots,
still have the pics.
yeah. Oh
you
no,
know,
I was a
it's funny,
balloon.
somebody sent me some pictures of myself back. I didn't realize how freaking fat I was.
Yeah, it's weird.
Right? I
Those
had no
pictures.
idea. I mean, like when I see these pictures, I'm horrified, and it wasn't that long ago.
Look,
That's
between me and you, it was like the Hindenburg meets the Goodyear blimp, like floating.
really. I mean, it was crazy.
Both,
I'm
both.
looking back. I'm like, how did I actually let myself?
How
walk
did I
around?
move? That's what I don't know. I don't know how
I
I
was
able to
moving
tie my
too.
shoes.
I didn't realize how
I
fat it was.
I knew I had to make changes when just tying my shoes in the morning made me break into a sweat, and I couldn't even reach the shoelaces. But
No,
look,
you've done a good job. In general, I mean, look, it worked, so it's good.
now, no, do I want to be on it long term? No, but the thing is, certain medications you can be long term, like these statins. I've been on
The
the
statins are relatively harmless, though, aren't they?
Well, I've been on Lipitor now most of the time for the last 10 years, and it's lowered my cholesterol and triglycerides. And in concert with the Ozempic, it's gone even way down. My triglycerides are fantastic now,
Oh, good.
and
All right.
my overall cholesterol is below 150, and you're supposed to be below 200.
And you
My-
feel you
my-
got more energy. You were like slumping and
Oh no, I'm good.
and,
I'm
as
good.
grumpy as you tend to be in
And,
general. I
and
mean, you really had exacerbated that.
the thing is, with
carrying a weight is like a negative. I mean,
with the statins and the cholesterol meds, we have now 50 years of history. My dad was on it for 30 years and he did great on it. And there was no side effects. You got to find the right one for you. Some of them have side effects, but
oh, no, I
so
take them. I take
the statins are okay. We know that long term they've been proven safe and effective. We don't know about these, they call them the GLC-1 drugs, what the long-term effects are. But short-term, everything right now seems great. So I'm going to stick with it until I
Stick
get
with
to,
it through the end of the year and then see where you're at.
and then if I get below 200,
I
I'll
won't send you this thing. I'm not going to send it to you.
no, send it to me.
No, you
I
shouldn't
am
eat
not
all
one of
this
those people
info.
that's in denial.
You shouldn't
I
eat all
want to
this
see everything out there.
It was for me. Like I'm look, you're the only guy I know that's on. I know another guy that's doing
If it's from the the AMA journal or Science magazine,
I mean, this woman that I know that put it out there.
but if it's from
She's
Quack
very into it.
Quarterly, I'm not going to necessarily
No, no, the
abide by it.
person that was responsible for the post, I consider to be. I have great respect for her.
All right, Val is saying move on. She doesn't want to
Yeah.
hear about me and my weight anymore. Hey, we got to take the next break, but I did want to get into some places for tonight's game. Look, Shenanigans, I actually watched a Monday night game there with my brother, and I had a patty melt. That's a variation of a cheeseburger. That was great. D Sports Bar here downtown Fort Lauderdale in the Rio Vista. That is like, talk about a, another class of sports bar, a little bit higher end, but beautiful in there. You don't even have to be a millionaire to go in there. You could get there really good. They have an excellent smash burger there. You've got Lubie tonight at Landlubbers.
They do their
Those have great
cheeseburgers
burgers. Wow.
tonight.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger, fries. I think it's $10.50. It's a half-pound cheeseburger, cooked to order. By the way, I've seen the professor get it pretty rare, and with fries. And I think it's $10.50, and that's every Thursday.
Wow,
That's a great deal.
$10.50.
Oh, and aren't our guys at Keel doing their burger special? They have a tremendous
great
smash
stuff.
burger, even though you think of them as being the seafood place, and they have all the great, Muscle Madness on Mondays and the oysters for $2 on Tuesday. But I think on Thursday they do their double smash burger for like half price, $10. And that's a great burger to enjoy.
Fries too. They're
On cheeseburgers, hand cut fries. I mean, we're blessed with so many great places, and then you've got our friend Kim
I'll have
Bokamper.
to say too, my other night at the Vault there, my friend Jimmy is a big burger guy. He gets burgers a lot of places we go. He had a smash burger there. I took a bite of it. He forced me to, and I really wasn't into it at the time, but I tried it. Delicious, melt in your mouth, delicious.
Yeah, and there's a place now up in Oakland Park. I was near there last night. That I didn't go in yet, but it's a place called BMC Smash Burgers. It's right on Dixie Highway up near where the Funky Buddha is, and it's a relatively new brick and mortar. And I was like, how do I know that name? And I know Big Burger Beast is a big fan. And then I recalled that when we did the Burger Month show with the Beast, they used to have a food truck, BMC Smash Burgers, and they were there at Lauderdale.
Yep.
And we had their smash burger. And even though I'm not the biggest smash burger fan, theirs was very good. So BMC Smash Burger, they don't open until 4:00. They don't have sports bar, they don't have TVs for the games, but it's a good place if you're into the smash burger variety for your cheeseburger. Gilbert's our friend. They do the best in terms of the big steak burger and big old half pound of, the certified Angus beef. And then La Tub, I posted a picture on the group because we were in there a couple of months ago, and their new owners have cleaned it up. And that is a classic 13 ounces of blended beef with just a simple slice of American cheese or Swiss cheese, and that is a classic cheeseburger too.
Jack's mention, man. You got to throw them in there. I mean, they belong in the mention of any kind of excellent burger here in South Florida.
Now, I don't like to crap on any places, but there are two places I definitively don't like getting for my burger. Why do I need to go there? But the place that is not quite. Well, it's not quite Six Guys. It's a little bit less.
Oh,
than
maybe
I don't like their burger.
See, I always liked it. It's just gotten so expensive.
I don't like their meat. Every time I've gone there,
Billy Jack Shack. You got to throw in a little Billy Jack Shack for a burger.
Billy Jack Shack has great burger. And then in terms of local chains, I mean,
I always like Flanagan's. I haven't been in years because of just
Flanagan's is good,
our life, but I've always liked they cooked it to order. It was a good price, and it was a nice size. I always liked Flanagan's burgers.
I don't know why I'm being negative because I don't like to be negative anymore, but the local chain that rhymes with Huffy's, I don't know the last time you were there, but I don't like their food at all.
Never was a huge. When they first opened up, a lot of people went there, and you went there by, just by the fact that it was so popular, and it was they had a lot of locations. But I don't go out of my way to go to Duffy's. Well, what is the place? Wow, I'm blanking on the name.
Blanking?
Yeah, I'll think of it during the break.
Okay, all right. Let's take the second.
Bonefish Max.
Okay.
Bonefish Max is a nice burger. They do a nice burger.
And they don't do cheeseburgers at Tropical Acres, but they do a beautiful what they call
the
crowned chopped sirloin, which they top
Absolutely.
with the sautéed mushrooms and onions and gorgonzola cheese if you want. And
Really
you could
nice.
ask for a little bread on the side and just make your own burger there. That's one
really
of the
good.
things you could do at Tropical Acres. And talk about reasonable. That's one of the lower priced entrees.
Your glamorous lady, Valerie,
Yeah.
Tap 42.
Tap
42.
favorite of,
Yeah, the
My wife loves
Prohibition
that.
burger.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
They also have a lamb burger there that's very popular. So thank you, Val, for chiming in with Tap 42. They have locations all over.
That's worthy of mention, no doubt.
All right, Tropical Acres, we love them. They got happy hour on the bar tonight, and in the bar they will have the game on because they do have some TVs.
And they do great sirloin sliders. Their sliders
Yeah.
are fantastic.
Oh, right, the sirloin sliders,
Those
which you
are
could
orders.
top
The first
with
thing I've ever
cheese.
seen a slider medium rare. It's actually
Yeah, it's good, and they use the ground sirloin
There.
there.
About Shirley, BurgerFi, because BurgerFi I always thought was okay.
Yeah, they've kind of gone downhill a little bit. I hate to say it, but they've also gotten acquired and taken over by
Right,
one of these
takeover.
private equities, and they're in some financial trouble. And I also think their quality is gone. Look, I'm saying it like it is. Never going to have them as a sponsor, but BurgerFi, I used to love them.
my
and I
wife
think
loves them. They're okay.
I think
Thought
they've
they were
gone a
pretty
little-
unique in the beginning. I mean, it was a little pricey, but yeah, I mean, always been a go-to place of mine was Jack's Old Fashioned. I go to the one on McNabb there, and yeah,
That's
real
the
good. And
original.
they have one on Federal Highway. I think
Cypress
they
and
held up well
McNabb.
over the years. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gilbert,
and
though, I mean, would be an all-star also.
quality.
About it.
All right.
I
Well,
can hear
Trop-
Lenore saying, "What about us?" No, she's right.
That's it. Oh, and Tropical Acres, if you don't feel like a burger tonight, go in there, get the prime rib, get the filet mignon, or the twin lobster special, which is available every Monday through Friday for $39 while supplies last. What a great deal. Twin freshly steamed New England lobsters with a salad and a side dish, $39. It makes one of the reasons why I love Tropical Acres. Go there today. Tell them the lunchbox sent you. All right, let's take the second break and we will get out of here and maybe go enjoy.
I have an ethical question for you guys too.
Okay, after the break.
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. Guess who's back and better than ever? Juan's. For the best in classic old school Chinese cuisine, a family run South Florida favorite since 1966. It's at 664 North Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale, open every day but Tuesday for lunch and dinner. Chef Alex is carrying on the family tradition that started 4 generations ago. It used to be known as Christina Juan's Mandarin House, and you're going to love it as Juan's. They've got all your favorites: wonton soup, spare ribs, egg rolls, dumplings, Peking duck, and more. Combo lunch specials daily and takeout and delivery. For more information, go to their Instagram page at wans.fl. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, back on the Lunchbox. And so, Defo, you said you had an
Ethical question. Here it is. Okay, and you guys have been following this story. I know Lubie has very closely. So I was asked by a good friend of ours, Len Robbins, to cop a couple of tickets to a UM football game. Said he was coming to town originally in November. I thought it would be no problem because I'm looking on the schedule. It's like Virginia Tech, Syracuse. Nobody cares about that. And I thought it would be very easy to cop a pair of tickets for the guy. And I was more than willing to pay for them myself because the guy's been a good guy to us. So turns out he tells me he's coming here this Saturday. This was a few months ago. And I'm looking on the schedule. I'm going, oh, great. versus the Gators. Hardest ticket in town to get, other than the Notre Dame game. And after beat Notre Dame, this became an even more impossible ticket to get in spite of the Gators' last two losses. All right, so we impose on Tony Segreto, and you watch this. We put Tony on the spot, come through for the tickets. I really like half kidding about it, but he took it seriously enough. He got me 2 tickets on the 50-yard line.
Wow.
20 rows up in the lower bowl.
That Tony, he's still connected. That's great.
$350 a copy for the face value, and impossible. I mean, you couldn't get a better seat.
$350 for the pair or each?
Oh, for each. Okay,
Oh,
so this was face value.
Yeah, but
That would be worth, I would say, anywhere between $1,000, $1,500 a copy now, maybe more. All right, so I'm trying to get a hold of Len to transfer the tickets to him because I couldn't figure out how to download them myself. I figured I'd let him deal with this.
right.
And, but at least I knew he had the tickets. And I'm calling him earlier in the week, and he's not responding. And I thought, oh, geez, I mean, something's up here. You could kind of sense something was up. So it turns out he had to cancel his trip, unfortunately, because he had a death in the family.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he has COVID or something. But
No,
okay.
he's not going to be able to make it. Okay.
Oh.
So he was very apologetic. Like, I know if I owe you money or whatever. I said, no, I got these 2 tickets, phenomenal freebies. So now the question would be.
So wait, you got them for free. You didn't have to pay the face.
I didn't pay anything, and I got him through Segreto after begging Segreto to help me out. Right. And I really wanted to do this for this guy. Now, I mean, look, these tickets are probably, I could unload them on the secondary market for 3 dimes. Right? Do you sell them? Do you even entertain the thought of selling them?
No, you go.
There's no
He's not gonna
way.
go.
I have to go to this game now.
Oh, you'll go?
Yes.
Okay, if you're willing to
Nothing
go,
would be worse than the guy that gave
I'd sell 'em.
the tickets sitting next to him. This is obviously in a highfalutin booster section.
This is.
And imagine the guy turns
You
and goes,
cannot
"Hey,
do-
you're friends with Defo? I'm glad you get the tickets." He goes, "No, I bought him up this clown for $3,000."
Yeah, you can't do
I mean,
that.
a disgrace.
You
right?
cannot disgrace Tony Segreto and the honor of Tony Segreto in that manner. I know it's tempting, but here's what you do. This is my advice.
You know what? It was very divided last night at the Cafe Seville when I.
You take your friend Happy Hour Jimmy.
I'm
or
taking
whatever.
Jimmy to the game. That's
Yeah, and then the next 10 happy hours are on him.
Yeah.
So it's a
He's willing to
win-win.
pay. He's one of these guys that grabs for every check and then is insulted if you try to pay.
Oh, well, then no wonder why you're hanging out with him.
No, he's ridiculous. It's actually bad because you don't want a guy picking up every check. I mean, I don't care, how friendly you are or how much money the guy's got.
Oh, no, I want people picking up every check.
At one time, I probably look. It's nice to see a guy who's extremely generous like that, but it's wrong to have the guy pay all the time. Man, it's just absolutely insane, and he would do that. But in this case, I told him. I said I sense something's up here. And if somehow we end up with the tickets, let's go to the game because that would be the only way to approach this, I would think, unless you gave them to somebody else or gave them back to the guy that gave them to you. But I mean, being a Jew, but I feel any guilt about the fact that it even crossed my mind to sell the tickets, Mayo. How do you feel about that? Crossed my mind. I mean, I know I wasn't going to do it because
if you were in a desperate fix and it wasn't Tony Segreto, then you would entertain the notion.
It's wrong in general. I mean,
it's wrong. No, I would never do that because I come from a newspaper background. We had strict ethics policies, so I would never even.
But that was ridiculous. I mean, look, I've scalped tickets that I've gotten for free before, but never in this fashion.
That doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I would be disgracing the memory of this woman's passing.
Yes,
Len Robbins' sister.
It's too bad Len Robbins couldn't come down because he went to camp with a cousin of mine and they're good buddies.
Oh, he's a great guy. I was so happy to do him this favor.
I have an ethical question for you. So,
but there, you're asking a guy with no ethics.
That's okay. I just want to get a preponderance of viewpoints. But so
who did you rip off?
No, I don't rip off anybody.
No,
but from time to time when I go out to dinner, and especially if I'm checking out a place and somebody has been after me to go there, the owner or whatever, kind of invited me in. So like from time to time, I'll they'll comp a meal to me, but I still
Oh,
like to tip the server.
right.
So on a recent occasion, I went out with Val, and again, they brought out a nice array of different foods. Had a very lovely time. Didn't have a lot of wine. It was like one glass of wine, but the total tab, if we had like actually been going there, in paying our own way, probably would have been in the $80 to $100 neighborhood
Okay.
for dinner for two. Um, the server, and when I asked for the check, they was like, no check. This
No
one
check.
is on the
Yeah.
house.
All right.
And I say, great. So I got to take care of the server. I go into my pocket. All I have is $100 bill. I don't have any small bills on me. I asked Val. She goes, I don't have any cash on me.
You might
What do
have
you do?
to
Do you give the 100 entirely or ask for change back and
ask
say,
change.
I mean,
And
you could have left a stick. 50 probably would have been an appropriate tip
Yeah,
there.
I get 50 back then.
Yeah.
If I had cash,
You
I
could
would
have
have
said, "Hey, give me 50 back and keep the rest or whatever."
since you're
And
asking
then
for
I'm sure they would have
change,
been happy, right?
it looks awkward asking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
80. So I would have said keep 50. Can you
I
give
was
me
never give only 20. That's like an actual tip
20 would have
on
been
what.
a joke. Yeah.
No. When you're getting something comped, you got to give at least
You go
50%.
higher than percentage. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give 50% of what the check would have been to the server.
Yeah,
That's how I operate.
50
So
would have been a good number on that.
in this case, it would have been 50. But I just felt like and it's also the slow season, and the place was a
Sometimes you
little
just have to
slow.
go ahead and spring for the
So
stick.
what do you think I did? What do you
I'm
think?
I think you gave him the stick.
I gave him the stick and just
Yeah,
said kept it, and it made her night.
And you know what? For the 50 that you were missing, it probably made that guy's day.
Right.
And,
And now
he's going to report back to the owner and
He'll
say,
be
"What a
ready,
great
yeah,
guy!" And then on top of that, next time you come there, he's going to love you. Although he
because I
might be
have a-
obligated for another giant tip.
No, the next time, look, I just think it's good, especially somebody in my position that is like a known quantity, and I run this group and I have this show. I don't want to be known as a cheapskate
No,
or a
no,
bad tipper.
But if you asked for 50 back, it wouldn't have been out of line, and you still would have been being.
I think 50 back would be
generous,
fine.
yeah.
Give him the
No,
hundreds.
I just said sometimes you just kind of let it go and give it.
Yeah,
And
it's
then I felt really good with like I had what's it
You're
called?
like a good person.
Hey, you were ready to pay for the meal plus give the guy a tip. So
Yeah.
you still saved 50
So
bucks.
it's still good. And
Or I mean, I don't know. Maybe you would have given him 30 on 100 or 40. I'm
yeah,
not sure.
and I haven't gambled in a couple of weeks either, so it felt like that $100 was in my pocket.
This
for
isn't
like
good.
almost
You're
2
not
weeks.
gambling. You're not doing drugs. I mean, why do we know him anymore? Really?
It's not fun. But look at how much energy I have. It's so
Yeah,
good.
true.
You look better. You do. You look better. I got to
it.
give it to you.
All right, I might have to go run out to a poker table right now. Got Val is going out with a friend tonight. They're going first to dinner, and then there's some movie at the Savers at the cinema right downtown here, where they have all these artsy movies. They're doing this movie of the Kinky Boots show. Did anybody ever see Kinky Boots? It was a Cyndi Lauper thing on Broadway.
I heard of it. I thought it was pretty highly acclaimed, right? I
Yeah.
haven't watched it. I heard of it.
And I've got a double header because this friend of mine who's getting married, older guy, second marriage, he's getting married tomorrow, but he's having like a gathering of people from out of town tonight at the Lauder Ale Brewery. But it starts right at 8:30, right when the Dolphins start. But I was going to go down there.
They must
Have
have the game on.
I'm not going to have any drinks. I'm just going to drink water, which is kind of sad. Maybe I'll have one beer tonight.
Have a beer. I mean, what's a beer?
One
I
beer.
think Todd hit it on the head. You're getting boring, man.
I am. Doesn't it suck? But
Yeah.
then I was going to like go from there to Shenanigans and meet my friend Scott to see the second half of the game. And what are the odds that it'll be a close
You
game? by
just
the
go
time-
out and get wasted. Will you do us all a favor? So
Well, I was thinking of
show. You could pick up the pace a little bit. It'll be great.
we'll see. All right. Well, tomorrow it's a Gulfstream Friday, so maybe there will be some debauchery and degeneracy in my future tomorrow. We can.
You'll be betting pick fives. I mean,
We'll see.
I see you on your little phone
We
app
shall
there. You
see.
pretend like you're doing research and you're betting like Colonial.
Yeah, 5
Pounds.
p.m. post time at Churchill tonight. So some prime time.
And Cafe Seville would be a great place to go and sit at the bar and bet the ponies there too.
That
If you
is
have an
always a great place. It's one of those two TVs there is usually on the FanDuel TV
it's on
racing.
racing, yeah.
So it's good.
I mean, it's a long way from the Yago Sangria I used to drink as a kid. The Sangria there is absolutely
There you go.
fantastic.
Oh, here's a good drinking game. Brian Schwartz says for every 2 a pick, drink a shot. Mayo. Okay, maybe I'll have to do that tonight.
There you
for a
go.
beer.
Yeah.
How about for every sack, it's a beer, and for every interception, it's a shot. And if it's a pick
Yeah.
six, got to do 3 shots, and there goes the sobriety. So
Dolphins minus 6.
Really?
No.
Oh, I mean, you're going to regret not betting that money line bet.
Plus 600 is just too short for me. I'm sorry. If this was a match race,
Very generous price. What are you talking
it
about?
would be like American Pharaoh versus a bottom level claimer, and I want at least
the
10
NFL,
to
my friend. Not for long. Things change in a hurry. So,
We'll see. All right, everybody. We'll be at Gulfstream tomorrow. We'll be going over the game and many more things. I never did get into the drinking wine list at the state dinner, and just as well because
yeah.
that's
Enough of
it.
that.
But there was a Ridge Montebello from 2000, which is one of the great wines produced in
He just doesn't drink.
California.
He's like stupid.
Wasted on the Trumpster.
No, yeah, he doesn't drink, but everybody else there did.
If
Rupert
somebody had
Murdoch-
poured it over his head,
Drinking a
There's
lot.
a who's who of the oligarchs there.
he
last
looked
night.
absolutely depressed as he was telling like 1,000 lies at the press conference today. I mean,
So-
he still believes he won the 220 election, man, but this one wasn't rigged. Yeah.
That's it. All right. Well, be that as it may, maybe I will start drinking sooner rather than later. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy every boiled egg and enjoy every sandwich.
Oh,